Okay, so the Daily Gab is continuously getting interrupted. And, oh my god. This black helicopter has been buzzing around here and interfering. And for some reason, every time it gets overhead, my phone keeps turning off. I don't know what that means. I have my assumptions, but I don't know what it means. Oh, well. If I go missing, just know that it wasn't deliberate and it wasn't planned. So, start raising hell if that happens, please. Ew, it would be appreciated. Here it comes again. Okay, so far it's a little ways away now, but still rather close. But my phone is not turned off yet. It's refreshing. Anyways. Yeah. It's a little gross. Ew. Anyways. So, public speaking. A lot of people tell me, oh, you should really, do real life comedy, stand up, in front of a crowd, or hey, you have a lot of great things to say, you should really, make an event. Public speaking and all that good stuff. Let me be honest with you guys. That is a wonderful idea, but there's one slight, tiny little problem. And you know what? Given the opportunity, I will overcome it, and I will get used to it. Thing is, when I get in front of a lot of people and I see all the faces, I just I have trouble breathing. It's an anxiety thing. It's a nerve thing. Yeah. This is exactly what'll happen. Okay, let's pretend that I have a live feed right now. And I got a lot of people on here. Let's say that I can see all your faces. I kind of do this breathy thing. I'm out of breath. But I'm not. Well, let's get back to reality. This is just a video. And it's just me. Right here. Yeah, a lot of people are going to watch it. But I can easily ignore that. The thing is, when it comes to public speaking, it kind of just... baby steps. You gotta take baby steps when it comes to that. So, whenever you have a moment where you have to and you need to and you're going to talk to a whole bunch of people and you see all their faces, it's okay to put your hands on the podium or something, or look at the microphone like you're talking to a person. That's what I was told when it came time for me to do a public speech or something for, I think it was some kind of seminar. It was so long ago. I was maybe 15? Oh my gosh. I was already awkward and nervous. Top it all off, I had to talk about the trials and tribulations of being a teenager. It was some kind of thing at my mother's college where they wanted to talk about adolescent psychology. They want to talk about what was like my viewpoints in having depression and dealing with puberty and being bullied and all that. I had to talk about all that. And it was a sensitive subject, but I talked about it, and it also helped me get a better perspective. People asking me questions. Not to mention having a learning disability, and I had to talk about that. And I also had to talk about ADHD. I flat out said, I'm nervous. Because I figured, hey, we're talking about our feelings. First thing I do whenever I do have to talk in front of a group of people that I'm not all too familiar with, I go, I'm nervous. I'm not used to this. I flat out say, I'm nervous, I'm not used to this. And then I get to the nitty-gritty. I talk about what you know, main things that need to be talked about. Things that should be talked about. Like, the most recent one I did was, let me think. My soul sister's, boyfriend's funeral. I felt compelled to say, you know, some good words and a good memory about him. And, mixed feelings, because I had to talk about somebody who I'm going to miss. I had to talk about somebody that meant something to me. It meant something to a lot of people. So I talked about the most and the best memory that I had of him, which was the day of and the day after our marriage, my husband and I's marriage. And I'm going to be honest, I wanted to cry, but I didn't. And I also said, if we stick together, we can get through this. It's going to be okay. That's how I ended it. I said he would want us to try to work through this. And it was so hard to say that. Man, it was so hard to say that. It was so hard to get up there and talk, but I did it. Not for myself, but I did it for, you know, my soul brother. I did it. I swallowed my fear and I did my best. And I think he liked it. You know, I wanted, you know, to do right and get closure by him. So when it comes to public speaking, for whatever reason, if you have something that needs to be said, swallow your fear, face it, go for it, and say it. If it's a viewpoint, you say, I feel this, or this is my opinion, or this is my view, and then you state it, and then you say, that's how I feel, that's what I'm thinking. You know? It's always important to speak clearly, too. I have a little bit of a lisp. Lazy speech. Like, sometimes I'll talk like this for some reason. And, you know, it's a big step for me to... It's a big step for me to admit that I have a speech issue. I do have a habit of, whenever I'm a little uncomfortable, I use different terms for different things. Like I made an ickle chat room because I'm unsure if the other person that I'm presenting that to would reciprocate, you know, would like it. So I kind of baby talk a little bit. I shouldn't. I need to stop. But at the same note, you know, I speak through comfort. I speak through comfort. Let me explain. If you have a speech problem of any kind, it shouldn't keep you from trying to speak. With practice, there is a way to formulate a strategy for you to speak. With a lot, I mean, there's all kinds of methods. There's people call it speech therapy. Speech therapy. Whether it's a lisp, a stutter, like a muscle issue, and even though you can, it shouldn't keep you from voicing out, whether it be whatever you're strong with, whether it be writing it out and then reading it and then trying and rehearsing it, you know. Oh my God, sorry. Oh God. And we do live in a society where no one has patience to hear someone talk or try to talk. And you know, that's not on you, that's on them, because they're rude and they don't have patience. We live in an impatient society. And if you ask me, I think that shouldn't be it. Shouldn't be the way. Speech is a beautiful and powerful thing. When someone casts a spell, or they perform art, like reading a poem or speaking from their soul or their mind and their heart, it's powerful. The number one thing to use is your voice. And if you don't have a voice, words alone are powerful. Words are very flexible on how you receive them and how you give them. You can write it. You can say it. You can think it hard enough. Or you can take those words and feelings and put them in color and make a painting. You can sculpt it. You can build it. Words are the most universal and flexible thing. There are many different languages for the same word. And some languages, there are many different languages that use the same word. Words with emotion, you can feel the similarities to it, but the words are different. Like, I love you. Mi amor. Ich liebe dich. I know I didn't say it right, probably. This is, some of you Tolkien fans would know what this is. Arlath Mahavanan. I hope I said it right. I've been trying to learn Tolkien for quite some time. Sindarin. Been trying to learn that. It's been kind of hard. Kinda tricky. That helicopter is still buzzing around here. What the frick? So, everyone's saying, I can't wait for the fall. This heat is a bit unbearable. But, hey, I'm wearing a hoodie and a polyester polo. I pretty much got the mind over matter thing to a science. Okay, so The power of speech. What? Are people staring a hole through me? What? Yes, it's hot. Yes, I'm wearing a polo. Mind over matter. I wear the polo as a state. I wear this hoodie in this weather as a statement. And my statement is, mind over matter. It's not that hot. That's the brain thing I'm doing. It's not that hot. But anyways, the power of speech. I'll never forget this speech that oh gosh, what is it? Groucho Marx did when he his first film where he spoke. He's like, "You're not machines, you're men." That speech alone, it moved me. It brought me tears of awakening. It woke me so hard that it spoke to my soul. He spoke from his heart. He spoke from his soul. You're not machines, you are men. It was beautiful. Words can even give the power of speech can give a blind person sight. Meaning, with the right words, you can describe everything to them. I had a friend in school that, he didn't want to go to prom. So what he did was, he asked me when I was really sad. He said, I know you didn't get to go to prom and you had everything set up. He said, but what the flip is going on? I don't get this. Whatever the heck's going on. Anyways, so I described to him what I wore, and I described to him what it was like, and what I had to do to get the look right. And he said, you have a way with words. I actually can imagine what you looked, and how your dress was. So I think you were very beautiful. And sometimes he would do this, or he would put his finger right here, where he could, tell exactly. For some reason, his hearing wasn't that great either. He had, I think it's called a cochlear thing. It's attached to your ear and went into the ear. And he would, put his fingers right here, and he could tell what you were saying if you couldn't communicate well. So yeah, I learned to be very descriptive with my words for my friend. So he could, understand, things that were going on and everything. And you know what? I think he saw the world more clearly, even though he was blind. He had a full and deep understanding of all kinds of things. So it is true that, when one ability is, impaired, the other abilities kind of get enhanced, to compensate for the lack of the other ability. So, well, that's going to conclude my segment on the power of speech and words. So, I wish everyone has a really good day today. And watch what you say. Your words and your voice holds power.